Today, take Mom to the Lhasa famous Sera Monastery to worship. Mom is a very devout Buddhist. 30 minutes to reach the destination. Let us be acquainted with the Sera Temple before arriving. Overview of Sera Monastery. The full name of Sera Temple is Sera Mahayana Temple, one of the 6 main monasteries of the Gelugpa sect of Tibetan Buddhism. Together with Gelugpa Monastery and Ganden Monastery, it is called the 3 major monastery of Lhasa, and it is the latest one of the 3 major monasteries to be built. Sera Monastery is a national key cultural relics protection unit. It is located at the foothills of Selawut Mountain, 3 kilometers in the northern outskirts of Lhasa. Since ancient time, it has been the place where the monks study Buddhist classics. The origin of its name is attributed to a fact that during construction, the hill behind the monastery was covered with blooming wild roses, means Sera in Tibetan. History of Sera Monastery. Before the construction of Sera Monastery, Gelugpa gave lecture and wrote essays in the small Sera Monastery on the eastern mountain side where Sera Monastery is located, and it is said that here will form a temple that promote Mahayana thought. In 1419 AD, Shakya Yishi built the Sera Monastery with the support of Naksembu, the leader of Nava sect. Sera Monastery covered an area of 114,964 square meters. The original number of monks was 5,500, but it actually reached 9,000. The overall design is unique to Gelugpa. In its heyday, there were more than 8,000 monks in the monastery, which is slightly inferior to Gelugpa Monastery in scale. Later, 4 Zachang, Jie Zachang, Zongding Zachang, Dunba Zachang, Meiba Zachang, and 32 Kang villages were gradually formed. Each Zachang has a lecture and has made a great process. Shakya Yishi, 1352 to 1435 AD, was one of the Gelugpa's major disciples and an important figure in the Gelugpa period. The collection of cultural relics. There are tens of thousands of Vajra Buddha statues, Tankas, sculptures, drama artifacts, and offerings preserved in the Sera Monastery, which are extremely precious. In 1409 to 1434 AD, Shakya Yishi was called to Beijing 3 times and brought back the carved script Kechur, which was best bought by Emperor Yogo. This is the first Tibetan block printed Buddhist scriptures. It has been researched and studied in Chinese editions. It occupies an important position in the history of printing, as well as the King Kong Buddha statue, which has been well preserved to these days. Buddha sculptures, Buddha statue, staffs, muk, clothes, silk, gold, and silverware, and 108 liters of Tripitaka, best bought by the Emperor Ming Cengzu, 80 arhats carved with shadow wood, and the 4 heavenly kings. As well, there are Shakyamuni-colored tapestry statue is now preserved in the Tibet Museum. The temple enshrines the statues of 3 masters and the appearances of Papju Awang Jayang, the observant Manjushri Bodhisattva, and Lazang Han's merciful Buddha. There are more than 200 letters. Kanjur and Danjur are classics, written in gold, preserved in the Tuchinlanka of the Chorqing Hall. There is a pair of bronze samples engraved with the pattern of 2 dragons playing beads in the JieZacang, and the gold and the silver words 大明宣德. The 4 walls in the hall are full of various styles of armor, bow and arrows, shield, hands. These weapons are said can be suppress demons and avoid evil. From the 90th generation of Yefan Zanbu. In addition, there are tens of thousands of gold and bronze Buddha statues made in Tibet, brass Buddha statue from India, Buddhist classics, murals, tankas, and rituals in the Sera Monastery. A large number of original color murals are preserved on the 4 walls of the main hall and other Zachang Sutra halls. The most famous statue is the Matou Mingwang statue in the main hall. Chorqing Hall. After the death of 7th Dalai Lama, Gesang Gyatso, they made a 5-meter-high gilt-bronze statue of Qiangba Buddha on the eastern side of the Chorqing Hall, as well as 3 statues of eminent monks and appearances of Zonghaba and a tower of honor. The gilt bronze statue of Qiangba Buddha is exquisitely shaped. It sits on 2 lions' sumeral seat, steps on the lotus seat, and makes a turn of drama wheel with both hands. He has a perfect face and a serene expression. The backlight is a combination of wrought carvings of gold bird, the capricorn fish, the dragon girl, with weaved images and fine carvings. On both sides of the Qiangba Buddha statue, there are 2 colored statues of 8 great Bodhisattvas, also known as the 8 great follow Buddha disciple, namely Manjushri, Maitreya, Guanyin, Samantabhadra, 大士 Bodhisattva, Avoid Bodhisattva, Siddhikarpa Bodhisattva, Obstacle Bodhisattva, and 2 statues of wrath. The 2 sides of the Chorqing Hall are monks' residence. May Buddhist events. Sera Monastery has a grand festival called Sera Temple, which means the unique Vajra blessing festival in the Sera Monastery. It is said that at the end of the 50th century AD, a Vajra known as the flying pestle came from India and was enshrined in Tenzin Protector of Dharma on December 27th by Temple of the Gelugpa. In the past, according to the custom, in the early morning of December 27, the enforcers who stumbled on a fast horse rode the Vajra to the Potala Palace and presented it to the Dalai Lama. After the Dalai Lama blessed the Vajra, hurry up, the horse set it back to Sera Monastery, and this time Gelugpa Temple ascended the throne, holding the Vajra to bless on the head for the monks and all the worshippers in the monastery to show the blessing of the Buddha, Bodhisattva, and Dharma protector. There are tens of thousands of believers who come to Sera Monastery every year to wait for their heads to get blessings. Highlights of travel. The most famous statue is the statue of Matou Mingwang and the Kanjur Tibetan Tripitaka. And every year on the Sadong Festival, the Buddha Shrine ceremony is held here. The most distinctive and interesting activity is debating activity. This debating activity is a discussion of Buddhist knowledge. The monks of Sera Monastery has a Satra monetary activity every day. This is a challenging debate. Debaters often use various gestures to increase the intensity of the debate. They either high-five and urge the other party to answer questions as soon as possible, or pull the beads to express the power of the Buddha to defeat the other party. The last one is, I guess you guys should be interested and want to know which session is suitable for visit. The suitable session should be April to end of June, because after June will be a rainy session for 2 or 3 months, and all the session for non-believers to enter and charge for admission. This session, the admission fee is 50 yuan per person. If you need a commutator, it will be calculated separately. No tickets for Tibetan worshippers. There are hundreds to thousands of worshippers every day. This is the introduction of Sera Monastery. About the temple rules and the way of learning content for monks and nuns, I will be explained in the next chapter of Gelugpa Monastery. In the end, I will attend 6 Tibetan language sentences. You may interesting to learn. Thank you for watching.